going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Ken Bozak.
Already smash that like button. Be sure to reshare this. We're going to be getting started here in just moments. You're watching on X? Please repost this. Wherever you're watching, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe and follow all of us.
Sound money advocate, vice offender. In the crypto arena, he's the top contender. From the gritty streets of the digital age, Rice lays wisdom, chapter and page. Silver, gold, he scores only the bold. Land, life, and liberty, these values hold. Constitution, deep dive, knowledge. Revival, navigate the system critical for survival. Rights engraved like inscriptions on metal. Pitbull in the game, lead foot on the pedal. Land acquirer, a strategic mind. In the fight for freedom, he's frontline. Educate on rights, the law he'll explain. Chris Rice the Pitbull, breaking the chain. I'm gonna go in the arena where truths collide. Rice TVX, the certified guide. Silver and gold, land and rights. American Pitbull in the freedom fights. In a world of chaos, he's the calm in the storm. Teaching the masses, ready to inform. Keys to crypto, rights we cherish. His wisdom lights paths that others perish. Guardian of wealth, from digital to ancient. His legacy crafted, fearless and patient.
Yeah, man, we are live. Let me cut that music, man. Unfortunately, I thought I had already made sure it was going to stop, but it didn't. I'm a little out of practice here. Okay, so here we go. It is April 15th. I am live on the Rice TVX YouTube channel, on the Rumble channel, and my X account. Make sure you're subscribed to all those channels and follow me on X. Links are down below in the video description. Really quickly, going to do a quick little screen share. If you have not watched the video that we did, where is that video? Right here. If you didn't watch the video that we did at the very end of April, it's April 23rd. Ken Bozak exposes Bitcoin ban in his crypto clubs. I got the link down below in the video description. I'm going to have the links down below for the videos that we're going to be sharing and reacting to today as well. Be sure you're following me on X at Rice TVX. Be sure you're following Ken Bozak on the YouTube channel at Ken Bozak. Again, all these links are in the video description. I'll put them in a pinned comment as well. Follow Mr. Bro Ken over at the X at Kenneth Bozak. Make sure you're following Bobcat at Bobcat BTS. These two guys were on that previous stream. And we're adding today Mr. 00 Tats. I got his link right here to his X account, so make sure you're following him as well. So let me navigate back to the other screen, get back here, and bring in our guest, Mr. Ken Bozak. What's up, bro?
How goes it? Thanks for having me.
It's good seeing you. Looks like you're celebrating 420.
Yeah, green day in a green room, bro.
And you just look like you're as high as the sky, my friend.
Oh, I did just pregame a dab. I hate thinking about this, let alone
I caught you,
about
Bobcat. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, I had to smoke a little bit. I got me a little oil here, got my vape. Bobcat, welcome back. You are today posing as, or not posing today, you are what is the word I'm looking for? You are character acting as Roger Ver. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Rice. How are you?
Doing well. When I saw him, Ken, I was like, it looks like Roger put on some weight from being depressed from coming off all that money to the U.S. government.
Well, I needed a nice shirt, and we've just been doing so much with the Bitcoin Cash community. I had to represent, so they've really been helping us out.
Yeah, no, I shouted them out on the X.
I saw that.
People
Thank
can
you.
check that out. I've always been a big fan of BCH. It's gotten a lot of crap, but it is what it is and does what it does. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in our next guest. The other thing I want to let everybody know is let's try not to talk over top of each other. We've got a lot to cover in a little bit of
this. You don't want to.
lot to cover, a little bit of time. So I want to try to give everybody time to react to these things properly and appropriately and stuff, but there's a lot to cover. So Double O Tats, welcome to the show. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Chilling, man. Thanks for having me, bro. I'm
No problem.
definitely celebrating 14 right now. I was asleep when Ken God just put out a blunt, fed to sleep.
That doesn't surprise me, actually. That doesn't surprise me. But yeah, you were doing I met you in Vegas last year at the Bitcoin conference, which is coming up here just a couple weeks, the 2026 version. And they had the grand opening of the Vegas Club, which Ken Bozak was the operator of, and you happened to be on site working there doing some tattoos. And at the party that kind of like a pre-party before the club opened for the Bitcoin conference, you were doing some free tats, man. I know you were getting tips in BCH and stuff. So I just want to shout you out for that.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, shout out to the whole Bitcoin Cash community, man. We're showing love to everybody. And what up, Ken and Bobcat? What's up, y'all?
How goes it, bro? It's good to see you. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you a hug in person soon.
Very
Vegas,
soon.
BTC
Definitely.
26 is coming up.
Miggy, it was good to see you, man. Thanks for being here with us, my friend.
Wow, yeah, Miggy. Miggy was like this close to getting caught up in all this with us. Good thing
Yeah, he's always with us in spirit.
Yeah, maybe everything worked out to his benefit in hindsight. So, but again, if people didn't check out that live stream, it's linked down below in the video description. Be sure to check that out. I'm going to go ahead and get these videos ready because we've got a series of them. I told you, Ken, I went ahead and copied the 2 videos that were from StreamYard links from the investors, the private investor side of Bitcoin Ben stuff, just to make sure that while we were streaming, they didn't try to cut the videos, which I thought was very important.
Yeah.
So-
Also, what I think is
smart. That was
important
very-
to let people know that this isn't just like you or me or us that have like infiltrated the group to get these videos. This information and these videos and clips and stuff are coming from investors inside Ben's circle, people that are indebted to whatever pyramid scheme they got caught up in with him. So they're actually forwarding
Allegedly.
us. Yeah, Bryce will say allegedly, and I will say actually.
I'm
And
just
I'm gonna say damn right.
stuff on the kosher measure so we don't have any issues with the video getting taken down, any sort of defamatory stuff here. The reason why I wanted to do this with actual videos from Ben Semchi was because we'll get into him coming on the show. He did want to come on, and I told him he had to bring documentation, that at this point I wasn't going to allow him to come on. He messaged on the 26th of January, which I'll show people those messages because of what we're going to play here in just a moment. But
He does not need to come on this show to respond to us. He could respond to that video with proof, with receipts, with any kind of anything. All he has responded with was he wants to come on the podcast, and that's not. He can respond without us being in the same group chat. Like he just hasn't responded to anything.
I agree. But the problem is if he just uses words and doesn't use any documentation, any sort of financial statements, anything to back up his claims, it's just words. It doesn't mean anything. And I really don't trust him at this point. So
Well,
let
he
me go
doesn't
ahead and
want to do that public.
I want to pull up this first video here real quick, and we'll just let it play out, and then we'll talk. Well, hold on a
Let me make
second.
this very simple. I'm not going to let
For some reason that didn't. Let me add it to the
It
stage.
was working for me.
two of them who worked
Okay, so I'm gonna take it back to the
for
beginning.
Let me make this very simple. I'm not going to let 3 guys, 2 of them who worked for me, 1 of them who wanted to work for me, get on a show, talk shit. Then when I reach out and say, hey, let's all actually do a show together, and they say no, fuck them. I don't give a shit. I don't have time to sit.
That's
and worry
how
about
he's not going to
ex-employees
let
who
us.
were pissed off that they were making a lot of money but not producing
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. Hold on a second, man.
jack shit. So you can ask anybody. I helped Ken. I had several people who told me, you really saved his life. You really saved his life, Ben. Well, if that's how you show people who supposedly saved your life how much you appreciate them, then they can each go fuck themselves. End of story. All right.
Ooh, shit, you got me
Second,
fucked.
second video.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got a few. Can I be unblocked on Circle so I can communicate with founders? No, not yet.
Real quick, we'll address the blocking thing, but this has become an issue since, from what I can recall from people, since probably around December, if not before. Once people start asking questions, they get blocked for whatever the situation might be. He goes into no, you're not going to get blocked, talks more about us, and then he's going to talk more about this lady asking questions of when can I get unblocked?
All right, next. All right. I must ask: have Rice and Bozak claims been addressed? Am I the only one who needs to hear what that was all? I have reached out. They will not actually do a show with me, and no, because they actually throw out a shitload of allegations, but then they won't let me on. So fuck them. That ain't how I play. Can we get an update on Crypto World? I hate to say it, guys. It looks like Crypto World is dead.
So Crypto World, real quick, is a VC1 investment. Usually the VC1, I think, was investing an average of $100,000, maybe $150K per project. They invested $150K into Crypto World, and other people did individual investments beyond what the VC1 fund did. Just so people are aware of that.
Say it, guys. It looks like Crypto World is dead. What are
your clubs?
The timeout rules? I didn't see them. I only asked about the odd shit-bin who actually mentioned.
Yeah, so she's asking, like, what are the actual timeout rules? Like, when can I get unbanned? Because she's a paying investor or paid investor.
I am the timed out supervisor. So once I feel you've had enough timeout, we will let you back in, or I will let you back in.
So Ben, you said fuck you, because I know you're gonna watch this, you narcissistic asshole. You said fuck you back, man, and we're bringing receipts, which is your words. Now,
well,
real
that's
quick,
what I'm saying. No, he said he's not going to let us, and then didn't respond to anything. He says that.
No.
We didn't let him on the show. He has a microphone. He has his own show. He could say it's just nothing coming out of his mouth. There's no response to anything.
So this is on the screen. I'm not going to take the time to read it. I'm going to summarize as I kind of scroll down so people can look at it. They can read it. This is the conversation starting Monday, January 26th, and it kind of goes up to a couple of days ago. And when I say a couple of days ago, it was me following up numerous times without a response, saying, I am giving you plenty of opportunity to come on the show, but you need to bring receipts. You need to bring documentation. I was very thorough with what I was requesting and why I wasn't going to just bring him on to allow him to use his words, because that's all he's done with his investors, and he's been able to snowball those people, unfortunately, and it's not going to happen here. At this point, he needs to bring receipts, but we'll get into that because I think the receipts are pretty much going away. So this is the first part.
Rice. I know, because I was a part of the team. There was no receipts. There was no accounting. There was no nothing. There's no proof of anything to give the investors on where money went, what was done with it, and any type of ROI, if any.
Unless you use Chainalysis.
And people can take screenshots. This is the best I could get it as far as like size, but I'm just going to keep scrolling down so people can see. And you can see Monday, January 26th is pretty much our his last communication. And here I am basically saying, these are the things that I'm requesting. Excuse me, I was wrong with the last communication. These are the things that I'm requesting right here. So you can check all this stuff out. And here is his responses to this. which he's saying he's not going to bring any sort of paperwork. And that's why I told him. He even brings up here, he wanted to come on and clarify things. It's the same reason he went on Crypto's Blood show after the N-word video. Did you know about that one, 00?
I ain't know about that. Let me find out.
Yeah, you got to check out that video.
I thought I showed you that video a while ago. I'm pretty sure I showed you that.
I don't think I like. Well, I think I might have. You know what? I think I remember hearing something about it, but I didn't watch it because I was like, you know what, bro? You know what I'm saying? People say some shit. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, hold the fuck up. I should have really watched that motherfucker.
So in the meantime, I said, feel free to send me your business plans, revenue models for the clubs, resorts, Snake Bank, a full list of all companies that were invested with VC1, etc. I said that we've demonstrated that in order for a club to break even with just $10,000 overhead, you would need 200 new members each month, which is $2,400 a year just to break even. And that's all your clubs, which have higher overhead to 10K, which is built to fail. So he just, again, when I'm asking him to bring paperwork, as you can see here, I'm not sending you company docs. You didn't need documents to accuse me. Now, just so he knows, we haven't released it yet, but Ken was able to record a lot of audio that actually has not only Bitcoin Ben saying a bunch of incriminating things, but it also includes employees that work for him. What was that finance guy's name?
That was Nathan.
Nathan. Yeah, we got Nathan saying a lot of
employee.
We got Nathan saying a lot of incriminating things. So again, you could take screenshots of this. Ben, you have already seen it. You're just not responding to it. But yet you're telling everybody continuously that we won't allow you to come on. So you can make your own response and just use words. If you want to come on my show, you got to bring receipts, and that's it. It says it right here in the message. So I'm going to continue scrolling down. I think here's where he talks about I'm not sure the date of this. I have to figure this out. The 26th still, about their West Palm Beach club. Everything was going so amazing. January 26th, that they're opening up another club in West Palm Beach. So here's where I go into all of my, hey, I'm asking you, like, why aren't you responding? I'm giving you an opportunity to come on my show. It's up to you. That's all I'm saying here. Getting no response, as you can see. So this is where we're at with the situation. He's got other videos that, like I said, he's been putting out that we're going to share here in just a moment. You guys got anything you want to add so far?
I'm sure you're going to play the clip about his bank accounts being shut down.
Well, I was going to play part of an older series of videos that came from. Let me stop these screen shares. That came from January and February, where he's talking about profitability and talking about dividend share and, like profit sharing and things to that effect, which I think leads into the videos that were the most recent ones that are recorded in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. So let me go ahead and get that next file pulled up here. And that is going to be the profitability. This one runs right under 5 minutes. It's 5 different clips that are put together by an investor in VC1 and in the clubs.
Good job. Great job. I think we rented a few more offices recently at the location in Texas. That's why we are reaching profitability, where our operational costs are reaching the point where they're getting covered every month. Then we're in profit, and that's when we profit share.
Again, this is January and February. From my understanding, these were recorded in January and February. At the earliest, it would be December, but we're not talking like less than just like 4, 5, 6 months at the most.
All right, let's see.
Down below, we have one from Brenda.
Okay. What about the other clubs? It's the ones closest to profitability are Sarasota, Nashville, Massachusetts, and Texas. Las Vegas and St. Louis, those will, Las Vegas is closer to St. Louis because of that government shit we have to go through in St. Louis. We have the model. We know it's profitable. Once we reached where our operational costs are paid, the rest is profit, and we just grow from there.
That's right. Rinse and repeat.
Oh yeah, Dallas is looking great. I will probably be. That's what we have been working towards, and that's why I tell everybody, if you can get more shares, get them now, because we are getting ready.
So again, either at the earliest December, but more than likely, and it's just January and February. He was telling people, you need to buy more shares. You need to buy more shares. You need to buy more shares.
Get them now, because we are getting ready to roll out the profit sharing. So if you own shares, that's great. I would, if you can, get more shares, because it isn't going to be long till we are sending out every single month your share of the profits of each of them. So let's look at what we have done, guys. We've worked our asses off for over 3 years of these clubs and growing them and adding clubs here, adding clubs there, adding products, kind of figure out what works where, what products work, what advertising works, who we should partner. We're reaching a point where we are figuring that out. And
See, everything sounds really good right now. So just remember this feeling when we share the next videos.
as these clubs hit profitability and resorts and the credit union and the mining and all of this, I want it set up already so that when we reach that very first month where we are profitable with a little cushion for operating emergencies or whatever, then that profit goes out to all of the owners. This is what you guys and I have been waiting for. Because this is like all of us have worked our asses off, and now we are tightening everything up. We've seen what works, we've seen what hasn't worked, we've seen what we used at our clubs, what we didn't use at our clubs. Let's just put this right. I am selling several vehicles that we now realize, oh, okay, we don't need these. Why have them? Sell them, use that towards rent or whatever, and then this is what we've worked our asses off for, guys. And this is us from the ground up. We built this thing from nothing, from absolutely nothing. And this year is the year that we go big, because now we have the relationships. We have our resort number 1, which I'm going to be looking for resort number 2, which is going to be bigger. Yes, probably 4 or 5 times larger than this resort that we just got. Wow! Because this is the go year.
It is. So guys, that's wisdom right.
In either like late March or early April, but I want it set up so
Late March, early April. We're in middle of April, okay, guys?
every single month we send you your shares of each of the clubs as they reach profitability, which means rent and all that shit's covered, and now we're in profit. So that's what I need from everybody.
Yes. Again, guys, let's go ahead and do this as simple as we can. I'm gonna do it 2 ways.
Look at Ben, look at his bottom jaw right there.
I'm gonna do it 2 ways. You guys.
It looks like he's high.
When the coke kicks in.
It's like the coke grind. I worked in strip clubs for 20 years, and that's the dude doing coke who's grinding his teeth.
Guys can send me an email and tell me, hey, I'm a club owner.
Allegedly.
This is where I invested, and this is my Bitcoin address. That's one.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
We have a great question. Hey, Ben, that ETC address will be the one registered with the share quarter created by Jim. Is correct.
The answer will be no, because that's the Unisat wallet. That's just where you hold your tokens, guys. All right, so let's make it clear. I know some of you guys might be, used to use this complex type of wallet, which is a browser wallet, the Unisat wallet. But I will suggest you to use your daily wallet to receive the profits. So that's the Bitcoin address we need. So again, guys, you can send me an email. I'm going to post it right here, also in Circle, and send me an email with your name and your Bitcoin address, and tell me I'm a club owner of Massachusetts. That's all I need to know. And for those who send me the email, I'll be either giving you a call or sending you an email just to get a hold of you and get the whole list so I can share it with Ben. And what a beautiful start of this year. Profit from the clubs, profit from founders, mining operation, resort, credit union. Come on, guys. The future is now.
Yes, will the profits we receive break down from each club? Yes, you will receive a completely different transaction if you own shares in Nashville and you own shares in our resort. Remember, guys, the resort is not up and running yet. So as that one reaches profitability, then we do that with our resort. Right? Right. Does that include? It's once it is profitable, which should be relatively quickly, because we have a
All right, that's about it on that video. You guys have anything you want to add to that? I wanted to stress about one, that everything looked really good. We're close to profitability.
Oh yeah, a lot of hopium.
All those things, okay? Because you guys have seen the other videos that we're going to go over. I've listened to most of them, and it's kind of the opposite. So now I will say that there are people, I believe, that are contacting law enforcement. So I've had a lot of people ask questions in regards to that. So I believe that there's already been that chain started, and there's other victims that are coming forth as well. There's a lot of people that are apparently losing their homes, that are losing their entire savings. The 2 people that me and you discussed, Ken, that I told you were upset about the situation, couple, I talked to Deb, and Deb agreed with what you had to say, that it's kind of hard to claim victim when you were part of the Ponzi, when you're part of the problem.
Yeah, they were complicit fall guys who thought they were going to get more than they got for being a fall guy. Just like Flanagan is an intentional fall guy. Nathan is an intentional fall guy. What's that other fucking guy, the CEO guy? Jay,
Doc-
yeah, that
Doc-
guy.
yeah,
That
Dr.
dude's
J.
so fake. Nothing about that guy is real. Like, I don't think anything about him is real. It's weird.
Okay,
He's
so again, these next two videos, I have links for down in the video description if they don't get deleted. If the videos do get deleted, that might be just a little bit of suspicion for everybody who would be curious to watch these videos or share them in just their capacity alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the very first one. It's a 26-minute long video. I'll play a couple minutes. If you guys have something to say, throw your arm up or something.
All right. And
Try to let
we
it play
are
through as much as
live.
possible, and we can add
Sorry
our
about
2
that, guys.
cents.
Go ahead, Glenn.
No, hey, hold on, hang on 1 second. Let me make sure I got this.
Let me get past their little
How's that?
technical difficulties.
I don't know if it's us. Hey,
There's lots of technical difficulties when it comes to Ben and his production.
Manny, how
All
are you?
this together.
Yo, Manny, what's
He's
up?
been
Mr.
MIA.
Thomas Marino, and
Welcome,
Allgard.
Irene, Damien, Ed, Johnny Holder, Glenn 55. So welcome, guys, to the Founders Group. Looks
This
like
is
we
on
have the right link.
1.25
Looks like we have
too.
Sound. So Ben, I will let you take over.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. It has actually been a few weeks since we've talked.
Now, I want to let people know these videos were recorded a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. So they're very, very, very recent.
And boy, has it been a few weeks. It's just to let you all know what is going on right now is I'm reorganizing the clubs because number one, we can't find a fucking bank that will bank us and let
I
us
thought you had a
actually
bank,
do
Ben.
business. Number two,
Yeah,
the
there's
market
always
is
someone else to
absolutely
blame.
shit.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of excuses. That's what we're going to hear here.
I thought I thought Bitcoin Ben had a bank. They bought a bank. They're a bank now.
Well, that's why I called it a fake bank. You call it a credit union. I don't think it's real. I think it's just BS.
It was like a sub credit union. The way the banking works down there, like everything's a credit union under one central credit union, apparently.
Well, they have to get government approval, and
Yeah.
and once
Very
they're
centralized.
and then once they are approved, there's websites that provide that information. So you can't buck the system in other countries. And like Ken has said, I'll quote Ken: you can't have a anarchic business or a business based on anarchy. You can as an individual, but businesses cannot operate that way, regardless if you're trying to use private membership associations, which I'm saying are not being done correctly, or
No,
you're trying to use other points of law that you're not utilizing correctly. You're still going to be responsible. There's consequences to your actions, is what I'm getting at, which is why law enforcement has been contacted, and maybe Ben's already heard from them. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's not going to tell me if somebody's contacted him.
Well, Rice, you've been going down the rabbit hole just like I have of privacy for years and still don't have it figured out. And like from someone that understands privacy, it was done totally wrong. Like, and it says like a private system that relies completely on governmental systems to function. Like, it was just.
Well, when you're dealing with technically banking related things in the United States, there's no way that you can operate in any sort of lawful or legal fashion without following the regulations of the banking system, which require the KYC AML, which is know your customer, anti-money laundering laws, and there's much more rigorous things that are entailed, but you can't do that under that system. It doesn't work that way. You can have private VC funds, but even private VC funds are still held accountable when it comes to law enforcement. And if the SEC or the CFTC or whomever would be in charge of the situation wants to get involved, they still have full legal access to do so. All right.
Yeah.
And number three, I'm running out of money to actually carry the clubs and the payrolls and the insurance, the internet, all of that.
You never even had
basically
internet.
carried that myself for about a year and a half or so.
Well, it's funny he's saying he's run out of money. Really, what it comes down to is he got a lot of Bitcoin through at least the VC1 fund, a lot of Bitcoin. And I'm going to be
but the way
bringing on
he
some
says
people to
it, it's
discuss
not
that.
his money. It's
No, it's not his
George
money. It's not his
the
money, but he
company's
doesn't want to.
money.
He doesn't want to spend it because it's Bitcoin and the value has gone down since all-time highs. So he's crying wolf based off, because he talks about this in the video, market conditions, etc. Like market conditions should not affect your physical club locations at all. So
Can I just tell a real
How
funny
long
story about our internet real quick?
Yeah, that you got hooked up.
So no, the whole time we were there, we were pirating off of our neighbor's internet. Like the entire
couldn't
club was
get internet.
operating off of our neighbor's internet.
Yeah,
And like
legally
a
we
week
couldn't get
before
it.
we got like all fired, we were gonna have internet. Like finally, they were like actually installing it. Then we all got let go. It was funny how the timing worked out.
That's pretty crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't taken an opportunity to smash that like button, it would be greatly appreciated. And again, if you have not reposted this on X and you're watching on X, that'd be greatly appreciated. I got links for Ken Bozak, for Bobcat, and for Dolo Tats down below in the video description. We're going to go ahead and continue this video.
That on some of the clubs, and it is what it is. I have two choices in reference to you all. Number one, I could close all of the clubs and just wrap it up. I don't want to do that, so I have to actually cut back on everything, which means unfortunately I have to get rid of some great employees who I don't want to, unless we tighten our belt. I have no other choice except to close everything down, and I don't want to do that. So we're in the process of reorganizing everything, because in October, November, and December, everything looks good. I mean, we were riding high. Fucking Bitcoin was doing good. The environment was pretty good. Not perfect, but it was pretty good. And we were reaching a point where the clubs were actually getting close to covering the cost of the clubs. And then January hit.
Ken, real quick, how close was the Vegas club to profitability?
Nowhere's near it. I mean, dude, the entire time we were all there was not one legal day of business operation. We were hit with a dozen cease and desists. We could not operate legally. We weren't allowed to be open. We weren't allowed to advertise. We weren't allowed to market. We weren't allowed to promote. I wasn't allowed to post social media content. And the one time I did, because I had like somebody come help me train for a fight I had, Macaco Flow. I had him come help me train. We had J Chains out and a couple other content creators. We were boxing in the club, and I posted a little bit of content, and it got us in trouble because we weren't allowed to be operational. So there was not a single day that we were allowed to run. So no, there was no chance for profitability.
Well, I just want to bring a point up, and if people have watched that first stream, they'll know that. But if you haven't watched that first stream, you need to.
But right before this, he was talking about how, you need to buy more shares because we're about to start paying out because things are about to be profitable. A couple weeks later, now all of a sudden he's closing down shop. And what happened to all the people that were just convinced to buy more shares because you just told them you're about to pay them out?
To be fair, this has been about 3 months. Okay, let's give it. So it went from everything was really good. Within 3 months, it's this. Okay, so and if you were that close to profitability, then 3 months later, you shouldn't be at this point that we are in the video.
You should be ready to pay out the people you just promised you'd start paying out if they bought more shares.
It's because now people are asking for their payout on the Circle app, and that's not happening. And people are questioning it, and they're getting blocked.
Well, we had business models for our club that weren't in line with any of the other clubs. We had to come up with a strategy for a way to make money. I was reaching out to Bitcoin Cash, doing proposals with them for funding. We were starting to, look at ways to charge for events and venue space. We were participating in First Friday. We had vendors selling stuff out of the club on First Friday in Vegas. So I had like a kind of underground business model to kind of have things like, at least people knew that the club was there, even though we technically weren't allowed to be operational like ever. And for the record, I did not operate that club for anywhere near 90 days. I didn't even have 90 days to run the club. And during those 90 days or so that I was trying to run the club, there wasn't any legal operation day. Like, I could not be open. The grand
Right.
opening was technically illegal. We were told not to do the grand opening by the city, and we told Ben, and Ben basically said, do it anyway, I'll bail you out if something happens. Like, that was the whole model.
Yeah, and that was
of
August 2nd.
I get it. Let me go ahead and get this thing going, or we're going to be doing this thing forever.
I just want to say, so far, 2026 can literally kiss my ass, because this is not a good year so far. And yes, it is April 1, but this is not an April 1st joke.
So it was April
wish it
1,
was.
15 days ago, 2 weeks ago. And I'm pretty positive that those videos that I played about the profitability were in January. So if this is April 1, all we have is March, February, and whatever time period of January. So not even 3 months. We're being really gracious by saying 90 days. Shit. Okay.
And mind you, they had my profile already in there because I had checking accounts at that bank for other shit. So they already had a fucking profile on me. Now they're blocking shit. Right now, I have no access to checking accounts linked with our actual
With little
business.
lacy paws.
There's money in
It
there.
sounds like the
And it
government
isn't
was
money.
contacted and they froze his accounts. I think he's making an excuse up for something that actually is happening, but it's probably due to law enforcement freezing the accounts.
It's possible, or this is just bullshit, because this is when he told everybody that they were going to start getting paid out profits. So now it comes time to squash the fact that people are not going to get profits, that he just led people on to kind of string people along until he got to this point. Like he's been trying his best to try to make this thing last as long as possible, acting like he's coming out of pocket when the out of pocket is just the money he's already taken from the investors.
Yeah.
So he's mad that he has to spend the money he stole from other people, is what he's saying, allegedly.
I planned on moving or anything, but zero access until their fraud investigators investigated, because someone had
Little
sent
lacy
us
paws
money,
couldn't be fraudulent.
and we put it in the bank, and they're like, well, we need to flag this account and we need to freeze it. Now they won't tell us when they'll unfreeze it. So good for us. And most of all, now that's a lot of headache and all that shit. But most of all, it is this market, and it's the economy. I mean, everyone's
It
hurting
can't
right
be a
now.
bad business model.
I have friends who have been carpenters for 20 plus years, and these are good fucking carpenters. At least in St. Louis, they can't find a job because there's so many houses for sale that they're not building houses no more.
See, like, this is a ploy where he's talking about the economy being bad and now giving examples of other people that are unrelated to anything that they're talking about that are having problems to reinforce the fact that the country's doing bad, because that's the reason why the clubs are not profitable and he has to possibly close clubs down.
Yeah, they were never profitable. If you look at the rent and the amount of money he was paying the employees, the amount of people at $50 each you'd have to have join each club for them to break even was in the hundreds of people.
Yeah, we
that would have to
talked
pay
about it
money.
extensively in that first video.
Startup costs and stuff like that, but like just our monthly burn was easily 20 to 25,000.
Oh, the startup cost was close to $100,000 just in like
Yeah.
getting everything running.
But just our burn was, I mean, easily 20 to 25K.
Stacy, from my understanding, either if the payments that VC1 were making were monthly, they were buying Bitcoin monthly. If it was weekly, they were buying weekly, or however the payments worked out. The VC1 funds were all transferred to they bought Bitcoin. So it actually made the funds worth a lot more, which is why Ben himself has allegedly kept minimum
my
of
opinion, Steve, it's
50
definitely a
50
laundering
to
scheme.
66 Bitcoin. What did you say?
Steve Thurman in the chat here on my end asked if it was a laundering scheme, and in my opinion, I believe it is a laundering scheme. Again, in my opinion, based off what I had seen by operating my own club with Ben, there was people that were joining the club virtually that never called, never emailed, never walked in, people that never interacted with the groups or never were anything real. So there was already like just fake people joining the clubs all the time just to get the $50 a month in somehow, some way. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's like 6 different like pyramid scheme opportunities that you can join once you're a member of the PMA, and all that stuff was monthly on top.
It was basically just an affiliate network.
Yeah, it was. So I think it's definitely a way for them to clean some money in some way. So
But
like, you have to have proof of income, right? Paper
in my
trail
opinion,
in.
though, in my opinion, if that was true, then they wouldn't be in the situation that they're in now, because the laundering would keep everything afloat. In my opinion. So that's just, I mean, we can't prove either way when it comes to this. Hopefully, with law enforcement being involved, that will, there'll be some sort of resolution and clarity with the ending.
So you know it's bad when a good, seasoned carpenter cannot fucking find a job. Luckily, he has friends who he's like doing side work for him, but that isn't health insurance, And I'm actually gonna rant for a few minutes here.
I fast forward it
to let some of this shit out.
All right, then I'd like to say something. I wonder if the club in Vegas has even had a legal operating day. Has anybody reached out to Randy Couture's wife, the fighter, Kim Couture? His wife's running the club. And I wonder if they've even had a legal day of operation due to all the cease and desist that I was left. When I left the club, it was under. Also, if not, is anything even planned to happen at that club for Bitcoin 26 in a couple days? Because there's a big conference. It's a year later.
Yeah, I don't think so. I haven't seen.
Right.
I haven't seen anything mentioned on the Circle app. I don't even think, based off what you said, I don't even think that
we left.
I don't think Ben's going to be at the conference. I don't think he's going to have a booth, none of that shit, because he obviously is broke. He's having problems. So this doesn't make sense that he would be there to do that. So
yeah, all the booths he had all year last year were from me and Bobcat.
Well, he had the booth at the Bitcoin conference last year.
No, he had a booth at a bunch of conferences for free,
but not the Bitcoin conference. He had to pay for that one.
But we toted his backdrop to many different places.
But yeah, the Circle app, it doesn't show any information. I haven't seen anything about Vegas, so it wouldn't surprise me if Vegas was just shut down quietly.
Vegas in a couple days, and me and Double O Tats are gonna go by the club and see what's up, because I'm technically still a fucking owner. Nobody bought back my shares. I still own a part of that fucking club. Like, no, I want to sell my shares,
bro.
Right.
Good luck, everybody else
in my name.
Everybody else
I'm
is
legally allowed to be in there. Like, if the police show up and they ask for my ID, I can show them my ID and the lease. And legally, they can't evict. They can't make me leave the property.
Unless the lease hadn't been paid.
Then why don't you just
and I don't
sleep
even
there?
know if the lease has been paid.
You should stay. You should stay and sleep there while you're in Vegas.
You're right. You're right.
I'm
I
sure they
probably
broke the
should.
lease.
The electric bill was
your
in my
hotel.
name. I don't know if that's still. I get emails all the time from stuff that's still in my name at that club, man. So like,
It's gonna ruin your great credit score, bro.
technically, legally, I am still an owner of that club. I still have shares. I want to sell them. Ben still owes me money. I will trade him.
I mean, I got one saying selling Sarasota shares.
And like
I got
Miggy said in the chat,
selling Nashville shares. So there's people that are already on here trying to get rid of what they had. VC2 share for sale, $500, paid through February, unable to keep up. Message me if interested. So there's plenty of people that are on the own application, the Circle application, which is a way that they're communicating, that are trying to get rid of their shares to other members because they know what's going on.
Greater full
When
theory,
we
man.
launched these clubs, and especially Bamboo, who has been here the whole damn time, this was all about freedom. Man, we wanted our clubs to educate people on freedom and also on Bitcoin and liberty and how you claim your rights and how we could run our own systems. You know, we didn't need the government. We didn't need legislators. We didn't need all that bullshit. That we could do it ourselves. And what I'm learning, and I hate to say this, but fuck if it ain't true. And I think you guys will fucking agree with me on this. The majority of the people, they don't want to be free. It's the weirdest fucking thing. We've had shows, we've had classes. I have sat.
I'm going to skim
at,
through here a
like,
minute.
little
I don't want to listen to a
small,
bunch of like
what
old
looked like a
BS because none of
retirement
that is a
so many
business
times in
model.
October,
No, he's just pumping the coal.
whenever it was high. When should I
That's
sell?
the other thing that he should say, aside from the fact that people don't want to be free, is that people want to be cult members. People want to be lied to. People want to give all their money to this guy. I don't understand it.
Nah, Bamboo's
how I always
perspective
view it
is he's
is-
on payroll, bro.
No,
yeah,
there's,
Bamboo, everybody
there was
else.
a lot more to Bamboo.
These
Like,
guys know
Bamboo-
what these guys know what's going on, so they're complicit with it, and they're
Bamboo
getting
was very
paid with.
indebted to Ben, just on a personal level. Just I don't know how public this is, but I don't care.
I wouldn't. I
But,
wouldn't like. I mean, not. I mean, it's up to you. Go ahead.
I mean, he got a DUI in Ben's car. That was facts. He was on probation while he was trying to help us open the club. Like he had to hit a breathalyzer like 3 times a day. Like that was facts. Like,
And that guy in the middle, he goes by El Salvador, and he knows for a fact that that resort in El Salvador is all vaporware, all bullshit. Never gonna happen. Was never gonna happen. He knows for a fact.
I've got, and I can't really share it, but I can share it with you guys privately. Conversations that somebody had with him, asking direct questions, and it's a really interesting conversation. I think Salvador is kind of like in a weird position because I think he knows that shit's not right, and he's trying to play both sides as much as possible without.
but he's culpable too.
I mean, he's completely complicit because he's also one that's sending some of these Bitcoin payments out to people. So
Well, I think that's why they were trying to do them from El Salvador. Maybe I don't know.
I don't really think that.
Well,
I
like
don't
I
know
say,
they thought that was going to protect them.
Yeah,
It's a cult. It's a cult, and in his cult, he has followers who are willing to, be sacrificed. They're scapegoats. They're fall guys. They're totally complicit, and they're willing to take the fall for Ben. Up until I guess they don't get what they want, because there are some people that are in this scam that are gonna start saying, "Oh, woe is me," but that's only because they didn't get what they thought they were gonna get, or they got let go, or whatever. Like, no, that's it's too late now. It's way too late now to start saying like, I'm a victim of any of this. The time to start talking shit was a long time ago. We've had a year.
Yeah, this
of
surge
this.
has been taking a long time.
Yeah, when you were part of allowing for people to be harmed, when it comes time you thought you're going to be protected and you weren't protected. Now you're being harmed and you're crying out, and it doesn't suit anybody, and it doesn't work. Like people that have intelligence are going to see through that bullshit. They know how long somebody was involved, even when it comes to people that were previously involved with Ben. Lori, she's still legally complicit with all the stuff that she did while she worked with him, which was putting together the VC1.
She got paid out.
True, she got paid out, and she got paid out with VC1 money. So, which we talk about in that first video if people didn't check it out. I want to keep this thing going.
Yep.
How I heard it was, when do I sell my freedom? That's what I heard whenever I heard someone say, "Oh, when do I sell so I can have more fiat?" And I could never wrap my head around it. It was like, no,
Okay.
you don't, because then you ain't got to go through the bank. You ain't got to do all the bullshit. What's your address? Boom, boom. You send them money.
Yeah, if you want to do Bitcoin to Bitcoin, yeah, you could totally do that.
And why is he trying to open a
And
bank?
we will be addressing that in El Salvador. The funds, and there's legal issues there. So
Let me take this back.
because this is the Founders Group, we have legal issues in El Salvador with one of our projects that I'll let you fill in the blanks. There should have been an actual payout here now, actually before now. Haven't received any of the funds, and there's legal issues there. So I have a lawyer in El Salvador, and we will be addressing that in El Salvador. Other than that, I'm sure that there's plenty of questions. Let's hear them.
Okay, let's begin. Let's see here. Mark Dinger. Will the St. Louis share money be returned?
Not right away.
Okay. If we close Mar-a-Lago, will the money be returned?
Not right away.
They didn't even open it yet. They asked for money and they didn't even get a.
Well, they have a West Palm Beach. He sent me pictures and stuff. He apparently opened up a West Palm Beach location.
Pictures?
And
Was there a grand opening? Has there been any people?
I don't
there?
know anything about the specifics. I'm just going, and it was I couldn't load the image that was shown in the message where
I'll
he was
send you a
talking
picture
about
of
it.
a Lambo I just bought.
Yeah, I know. You'll send me a picture of a little fucking Hot Wheel car. All right, let me see. This thing is acting weird. I just wanted to play.
Here from Janet. Will you reimburse Todd and Janet for the Nashville lease when you can access the funds in the future?
Why does she
Were
say
we
it
just-
in third
yeah.
person? But why does she? It's from Janet, but she says her own name in the question, which says everything you need to know about Janet, bro.
That's completely like.
And if
wow.
anybody wants to fill in the blanks, maybe some of the people that we talked about might include what you see on the screen.
This is hilarious. So they're
Yes.
getting completely rugged.
Yeah, everybody is.
Tom Mary, is this an April Fool's? No, this isn't an April Fool's.
I wish it was. I wish it was April Fool's. I should have probably done this tomorrow. But oh well. I didn't realize.
You
what day
notice
it
all
was.
these questions are related to something in
From
regards
Dan
to
Caddy,
finances and
what is being
payouts.
done to get payouts and reports for the VC1 investments?
Yeah, there's
That
no
should
reports.
show good faith and help
No
with some of
reporting.
the revenue you need, right?
People are asking him to show good faith.
That is actually being worked on. That's what.
It's always
That's
being
what
worked on.
the legal issues is in El Salvador.
Okay, from Keith Oles, were we to be receiving a payout from one of the investments in Mark? Yes, Keith, we just mentioned that situation that's being taken care of in El Salvador right now with the legal team. Glenn B, where is Jay?
Yeah, where is Jay?
Right now, he's in Florida working on the issues with our banks, and next week he is going to El Salvador for a few issues.
Let's see here. Jay has said he has contacts with the Florida government. Is he reaching out to resolve this for you?
Not yet. I haven't asked him to, but that's a damn good suggestion.
Scout, are the venture capital funds kept in Bitcoin?
Reach out to the government to help
If
in
in
private.
Bitcoin, what's the address so that we can verify?
It is right now. It is in fiat because I cannot move anything out of the friggin' bank accounts.
All right, let's see here from Hen. I am in Central
Oh,
America.
shit.
I have my
So
checking
he
account
drained the
frozen for
wallets.
the last 3 months. Okay, you put it.
I don't know that he's being truthful
he
with that.
just. But I'm saying,
I don't-
all
yeah,
right,
but-
I'll ask Annalise because Annalise would be the one that would know which wallets.
Yeah, but there's
where to
there's
what
other
to.
wallets and the VC1 fund stuff
That's
that when I bring Deb on from VC1 and another gentleman who I'll leave unnamed until he comes on the stream, they'll provide other Bitcoin information because there's obviously you're not just using one Bitcoin address. There's not just one Bitcoin
right, and you're not just
Bitcoin
using
address.
one bank account, right? Like,
Right. So this is all just a bunch of fucking smoke being blown up the cult's ass.
Total smoke.
in caps.
Sage.
Yes, Hen. We're all feeling this right now.
So Ben, this is your way of coming on the show. Just so you know, I invited you on, and here you are. You're on my show.
it's like I said, they not only could, I would be upset if they shut down all of our business accounts.
What
It's
up,
good
blood?
blood.
They shut down employees of ours, their personal accounts they've had for over 20 or almost 20 years. And no reason, just, oh, we're closing your account you've had there for 19 years. Good luck.
Yes. Let's see here.
Oh, and while we had access to the checking accounts, they wouldn't let us wire money. So, which was a lot of the income of the clubs.
When will the money be returned for St. Louis and West Palm Beach?
I don't know yet.
Never.
And that goes for Bitcoin Bull's question. So is West Palm Beach opening? It's still unclear. We don't have an answer to that just yet.
Yeah.
They
Why
did
is
get a
Circle being
location, but it's
censored,
unclear.
Guys, Circle is a platform for us to communicate very important information. Okay,
Circle.
There's been a lot of social, communication on there that just makes it very difficult for everything that we currently have on our shoulders. Okay, so discussions right now has been shut down. Unfortunately, guys, we will bring it up. We will have more engagement, but
So they just said they shut down communication on the Circle app.
That means all
That's
the
what it sounds
investors
like.
have been silenced.
Probably couldn't afford the
being
subscription.
censored, guys. Circle is a platform for us to communicate very important information. Okay, there has been a lot of social, communication on there that just makes it very difficult for everything that we currently have on our shoulders. Okay, so discussions right now has been shut down. Unfortunately, guys, we will bring it up. We will have more engagement, but you guys are hearing it firsthand with what we're going through here.
Yeah.
Again, too, I want to remind people that what Ken said earlier at the beginning of the video, that this material is not material that we had attained ourselves. All the videos that we have shared has been supplied to us by people that are current investors that feel as if they've been harmed by the situation, and are not only are they communicating with law enforcement, but they're also providing information like this. I was given access to the Circle app. I'm not going to say who gave me access. They're going to have to kick everybody off in order to kick me off, is how that's going to have to work. And obviously at this point, I don't need to continue having access. Pretty much most of these questions
Let me say this.
are like the same shit. If you want, I could play the rest. The other video is about 25
where's my
minutes
money?
long.
When am I going to get my money? What clubs are open? What clubs are closed? I mean, everyone's got the same questions because he ain't answer a single damn one of them.
Right. That's exactly part of the point that I wanted to highlight. You just talk. That's why I would not let him come on the show without providing any documentation, because all he does is run his mouth and just says a bunch of words. That doesn't mean that that's the actual truth of what happened. In order to show me the truth, I need to see the documentation. Because I do not trust, I verify. That is like the very statement of like how crypto operates. Do not trust, verify. And that's what I wanted to do, is verify. I wasn't able to verify, so this information has been provided so we can share another perspective of the situation that we talked about on that live stream from the end of January.
You can send me a message on Circle. Now, that doesn't mean I'll answer you, but you can send it. And that's why we do these calls here. If you have a question, that's why I do these calls. And also,
all right, I'm gonna fast forward.
Architects for fucking trees or something. Lease obligations I have.
Yeah, here's somebody that was asking if we could pause the monthly V2 payments.
The local government wouldn't let us open, no matter how many hoops of money. So right now, yes.
Okay. Clive.
Hey, let me also say this about St. Louis, and I got witnesses, brother. It isn't from lack of trying. All right. We put out a ton of money getting the club ready, hiring architects for fucking trees or something. Lease obligations I had. The local government wouldn't let us open, no matter how many hoops I fucking jumped through. And that was a clusterfuck. not of our actual doing. That club would have been fucking amazing. It had a great location, had great windows. We're right on freaking Manchester to traffic. That one aggravates the piss out of me, because that would have been.
You can contact Deb Poussard.
All right, next question.
Poussatier, Deb Poussatier.
Salvador Bank, okay. Credit union, sorry.
That is actually part of our legal issue.
I called it.
Because apparently El Salvador is not what I thought El Salvador was. I'm starting to kind of question the government a little bit more. Mr. Salvador, who lives in El Salvador, let me ask you a question, Salvador. Are you starting to see red flags and stuff down there?
There is plenty comments. There is a lot of red flags going on right now.
So now they're blaming El Salvador for the problems in El Salvador.
That's crazy. We're on the 1 hour mark. I have people in my chat asking if we could do a quick recap of what's going on. Bryce, do you want to do a quick, midstream recap? Let people know kind of what's the gist here.
Yes, certainly. So we did a live stream back in January 23rd to 26. It was called Ken Bozek Exposes Bitcoin Banners Crypto Clubs, which goes into a lot of personal accounts and detail between Bobcat and Ken. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to check it out. It's linked in the video description. I'll put it in a pinned comment. What we've been sharing on today's video is the first clip that we shared. We've been sharing and reacting to videos that star BenZMG himself. Since he won't accept my invitation to come on with documentation, I figured we would just bring him on the show in this manner, allow him to speak, and we're reacting to it. The first video that we talked about is in regards to Ben saying that Ken and Bobcat and myself made a lot of allegations that he wanted to come on the show. We wouldn't allow him to come on the show. Fuck us. That's basically the first two clips. Then we get into a 5-minute video that talked about profitability and dividend sharing, because the clubs are doing so well. And this would have been in the time period of January of this year, between at the earliest December, at the latest early February. This video that we're watching now was recorded on April 1st. So we wanted to show the profitability video, because not even 90 days later, after talking about profitability and giving profit share coming up in April, now he's putting out a video talking about all the problems that the club is having, making all these excuses. People are asking questions in regards to what is going on with our investment. Can we get our money back? Can you pause payments for VC2 since you're having legal issues with investments in El Salvador? So this has just been a huge mess. And that's kind of where we're at now. We got one more video that
VC2 payments, Race, you mean people are paying him monthly, not freezing payments as if the VC2 investors are receiving ROI. They're still paying monthly into something that is essentially legally frozen.
Right, which is what allowed for Ben to collect something around 50 to 66 Bitcoin personally from VC1, allegedly, which we'll cover in a future video with Deb Poussatier. So yeah, no problem. Hopefully I did a good job with it.
And Steve asked us, I guess I'll go first. I'll let Bobcat and Double O speak for themselves. But my first sign that this was mostly a scam or something was really wrong, like my first red flag event was during the grand opening. When we were opening the club for our grand opening, the city hit us with a cease and desist. And Ben's plan was basically do it anyway. And Ken, if you get arrested, I'll bail you out. And I did it anyway, hoping if I got arrested, Ben would have bailed me out. But we weren't even legally allowed to have the grand opening. The sheriffs could have came and shut us down and kicked all the investors and all the people out of the grand opening at any moment. We're lucky that didn't happen. And every day since the grand opening, we kept getting letters that were saying cease and desist. And whenever I spoke to Mike, the lawyer that Ben was working with or is working with, he was basically saying things that even like from watching shitty law TV shows, I knew were entrapment. Like, I'm like, oh, you're setting me up to do things illegally. So when the house of cards fall, it falls on me. No, I'm not doing any of that. The business wasn't the property for the business wasn't even zoned properly. So the day we got the grand opening, the keys and everything, we weren't even zoned to do the type of business that the business was to do. So I mean that the day one of the grand opening was when the red flags really started to raise for me, and then it was pretty much every other week after that there was more red flags on the flagpole. What about for you, Bobcat?
I would just go ahead and say, like, yeah, there was. I mean, I love Ken to death, but he's not the like for all the nuances for properties. Like, you really need like a professional realtor and like all these like shit to like.
Are you saying
yeah,
that?
No, I'm not.
You
taking it as
wouldn't
an
hire
insult.
Bozak to be a property
No,
manager?
I mean,
is what
that's
you're
not what
saying?
I'm saying,
Nobody
but, like,
smart should though. I'm not a realtor. I don't even.
None of
that's
that
what-
was in
so
place though.
What
Like,
Bobcat's saying,
there was
even
no
from the day
guardrails.
one, find the property. I was set up for failure to look bad on purpose. It was everybody running every one of the clubs is intentionally set up for failure, so they look like the failures. They look like the bad guys. They're the
Yeah.
people the investors should be mad at. None of the people running the clubs are doing any like. Almost none of them. I would say 80% of the people running these clubs are just trying to do some cool shit. Most of the people put their own money into it, and they were steered in a direction. I don't know what happened to the screen here, but they were steered in a direction that was completely illegal, in my opinion. Like, so yeah, like what Bobcat said, even just looking for the property, I mean, I was set up for failure.
Somebody was asking which bin, so that's why I showed the thumbnail so they could see
got
which
you.
bin. Yeah.
But Double O Tats, when was your first red flag? Because I mean, you weren't really in much. Like, honestly, you were the one of the only ways the club was making money. We were charging you rent as a tattoo artist to operate out of the club.
He rented a booth from you, right? He rented.
Double O,
He
I
rented.
can't hear you.
He rented a booth from you guys, right?
Yeah, he rented an office space. He had a nice.
So he could tattoo. Yeah.
Which we
But,
couldn't
yeah,
do in our
Double
lease
O-
either. Have a sublease.
Right, and Double O was one of the only ways the club.
Double
was
O, if you
making
go down to
monthly money.
settings, go down to the little gear button, and then go to audio and make sure you got your right mic and speaker set up.
Yeah,
You should be good to
This is a
go.
weird app, man. I wish he used Zoom too.
Let me say something real quick while he's doing that. Before like Ben came into the scene, like Ken had it going great with the neighbor. Like we had great vibes. Like we had the whole place furnished. Like everything was going good. And then he came in and threatened the neighbor that he would just buy their property, and like just kind of ruin the vibes with the neighbor. And that's when they started like going after us because we weren't getting a business license and doing all this like illegal shit in their view, like, and competing with their business because they wanted our space as well.
Damn. So y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was. But my first red flag was like, I felt like I was supposed to be an employee. You know what I mean? But then y'all turn around and try to charge me rent. I'm like, hold up, man. Wait, that's kind of, you feel me? And I'm like actually bringing members. I got a few members in. You know, I gave them a free tattoo to become a member. Like they paid their memberships and stuff. And I'm like, me and Ken competing to see who gonna get the most members. But I'm turning around and paying rent. I'm like, he ain't paying rent. You know what I mean? It was a whole bunch. Ain't nobody else paying rent but me. So like, it was just like, hold up, man. This song don't feel right. I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of, and it's like, nah, that ain't cool.
Yep, 100%. And my plan with you was to never do that. That was when I kind of got taken.
I remember
off
from the
of
jump. That's
that.
what you said. You was like, we was locked in, you know. And then I'm like, what?
And I was barely making enough money to pay my own rent. Ken was helping me pay rent.
It's crazy.
I'm making sure I didn't record the same video twice because I thought.
And that's another thing, you know, Ben can say he gave me money, but more than half of that money every month was going into the club and to the team of people I had working at the club. Like, I wasn't pocketing 10 grand a month and you know, whatever. I was spending like $6 a month on different shit for the club, paying people, especially in the beginning, trying to clean it up and get it ready and stuff. Like, all that was out of my own pocket.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe you mentioned it earlier, but yeah, Ken was just taking care of all of his bros. Like,
yeah, and like, I can testify.
He was paying everybody like out of his own salary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, he was supplementing my rent every month.
I'm going to go ahead and get part of this video playing because we've got roughly no more than a half hour left of the stream. So I want to try to get as much of this as we can. This is kind of like, it's the second meeting that was recorded. It was either April 1st, April 2nd. It could have been recorded the same day. Kind of looks like it was, but it's a separate call. This one is for the investors. The other one was for the founders group. So let's go ahead.
See you, Mr. Ed Albert. Good to see you. Looking good, brother.
In El Salvador right now, but it is what it is. All right, this is going to be an announcement that I never wanted to make, but because of some issues with friggin' banking, we had a checking account that was canceled in January. We had several checking accounts that were canceled. We got a new one. In fact, we got several new ones. Now we're having issues with those, and because of the market, and we had, and I think I'm right on this, we had.
I had to tell people to make sure you guys are not paying attention to any of these advertisements that are on Bitcoin Bench channel. Invest at your own risk. I just want to let you know, okay? So it's there and I can't get rid of it right now, but it's there. And I'm not promoting Bitcoin Ben scams. So we're watching a video that's talking about Ben harming people. And
these are not
things scrolling. These are not promotions.
Calyx Solutions has some problems of their own, man.
They're anti-solutions. Yeah. We talked about that in the first video too.
Actually buying like 100,000 or 190,000, something like that, dollars worth of Bitcoin. And because of our banks and all of our issues, I think it actually took us almost a month to wrap up that sale, which usually takes a week. So since January and earlier, we've had issues with, well, plus, just to be completely upfront and open, our sales have went to shit since
Rice and Kid did that video with Bobcat. Our sales have went to shit. That's what he was going to say, but he corrected it. Let me take it back.
Since January and earlier, we've had issues with, well, plus, just to be completely upfront and open, our sales have went to shit since everything was looking great at all time highs. Everyone was excited. Everything was growing. We were on a great trajectory
until shitcoin left.
Then all hell breaks loose.
Man, I feel like
joined.
Oh no, hold on, real quick. I want everybody to hear this little part here.
We were on a great trajectory, and then all hell breaks loose.
So he said, all hell breaks loose, which is the title of this video. All hell is breaking loose with Bitcoin Ben and his crypto club. So I literally quoted him for the title of this video. So I didn't even misquote him. That's exactly what he said.
For those of you who joined the, I think it was group number 2 for mining, or group number 3, I don't remember. The group where we had our miners over in the area of Dubai. Well, the local government of Dubai kicked us off that land and revoked our lease.
So now the El Salvador government, the Dubai government, and supposedly the Florida government. So just
and the
so
Vegas
you know,
government and the St. Louis government. And
you keep saying fuck the government, not what the fuck you expect?
yeah. You get what you asked for.
I didn't see that coming, and that decent amount of income for the organization. We were
Again, the link for this video and the video we just played are down below in the video description. If they happen to be removed, you know they were removed for a reason.
To a point where we were almost break even on rents, and I was basically carrying payroll. Unfortunately, just actually gets to what's really going on right now. Unfortunately, we have to actually make cuts because I have a choice. I have 3 choices.
It was 2 on the other video.
None of them are good. Choice number 1: ask all of the owners of the clubs for more investments so we can keep everything running as it is. I don't like that option. It's
because they're gonna sue you.
And the reason I don't like that option is because
They also don't have any more money to
I
give
don't
them.
see.
That's a good point.
They're all liquid.
And then they gonna
He's like, he doesn't want to say, I already took all their money. I bled them dry, and now they're homeless. They can't give me no more money.
Right.
Maybe
And
they
he
can
already
invest
owed
their
them.
food stamps. Can invest their food stamps.
Shit. Trying to rob Peter to pay Paul.
Switching around quick enough where that would be worth it. Number 2 is shut everything down. I don't want to do that either. So all I have is option number 3. Option number 3 is roll back. Back where we can actually afford what we got and cross our fingers and hope that we can actually make it through whatever the hell this is right now. Because number 1 is I personally am running out of money. There's only so much I can carry. Number 2, we can't get a bank account. Every time that we get a friggin' bank account, and I always tell them we wire a lot of money in and out. It doesn't matter. They shut us down. No reason, no nothing.
That's laughing at the New York mayor joke.
Have a good day.
I'm laughing at the guy in the black hat just nodding his head for 2 hours. And yeah, El Salvador hasn't said shit.
He's like he's poor cult member is all I had to say, because he has to hold the ship down like he's the running
He's
the
a fall guy.
service.
Listen, he's in every call. He says nothing. Why? Because he needs to be able to point at somebody that's in every call and be like, you know what I mean?
The savior.
It's literally a human shield, but in a virtual way. He's just holding somebody.
Salvador
is savior.
Salvador, you should separate your ties and come on the channel. Me and Kim would love to have you on.
Yeah, I actually like Salvador and Bamboo. It was
But I feel
sad.
bad because
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm about
maybe
Bamboo.
Yeah, but I think Salvador and Bamboo may be in financial situations that they can't afford to not have Ben give them money. I don't think they have a savings account. I think they're living paycheck to paycheck from Ben, and I think he keeps it that way on purpose. At least from when I saw them, that's kind of the vibe I got, that they're kind of living paycheck to paycheck. Most of the people on Ben's team are like that, and they all need the money so desperately. And even the investors, I know a lot of the investors don't want to say anything because they got to find somebody dumb enough to buy their shares before they start saying how dumb they were for buying them.
Yeah. And there's a lot of those people right now, and there's more and more and more of them. And these 2 videos stirred the pot because it was not anything that the cult wanted to hear. It was like the anti-Kool-Aid.
Taking into account Ben's best initial intentions, what do you guys think his end game is? Ben's going to leave the country, disappear with everybody's crypto. I think that's the honest end game. Is he's just going to disappear. Most of his accounts will become deleted, if not just inactive. Him and Heidi will probably go to some island somewhere, and that's it. I know that's his end game.
Yeah, I would guarantee he disappears. Which is his way of avoiding accountability. It might even be before that because we don't know what's going on right now. You just don't.
But 5 different government agencies are investigating him that we know about. That's 5 that we know about.
But we're talking also. He's apparently having problems in El Salvador. Supposedly having problems in Dubai. So this sounds like a little bit more serious.
Sounds like a Spanish vacation.
Yeah, if he gets put on a no-fly list and he can't travel, he might book a cruise and just go on an excursion to see a dolphin and never get back on the boat.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I've got a guest that I want to be able to bring on the show. I mean, Kelly, his soon-to-be ex, was not on our previous live stream, but she was in the chat and she said some not so favorable things. And I know that her and Ben are going through a divorce, and once everything is finalized, she wants to come on and kind of share everything that she wants to say. It's weird.
I hope that Ben doesn't disappear before she gets what she's owed and deserves. But
Yeah.
I am worried that might be the ticking time bomb of the clock that indicates when Ben decides to disappear.
Well, I don't know. It could have. I mean, maybe it could have something to do with the divorce. Maybe they've done like the lawyer could have done something to try to like freeze Ben's account so that Ben couldn't do something with the funds, because half of like everything he has should be going to his.
Well, and apparently
But everything is so
her forever too.
His wife of 20 years.
But
Yeah.
everything's
17 or 20.
But everything's so entrusted and in trust and tied up to things, it's going to be difficult untying all that.
Yeah, Lynn, real quick, just long story short is he had been cheating on his wife with Heidi, admitted it to her, and then was said he was going to stop and was continuing with it. And Kelly just, I don't know. Ben said this to his community as well, because obviously people were wondering, why are you with a different female now? But that is what that is. Let me go ahead and continue this real quick.
Female half his age that he brainwashed.
Over again. And there's a lot fucking going on in El Salvador that I can't legally talk about yet, but that's a whole nother situation.
Can't legally talk about it.
Salvador is aware of a lot of it. But right now we're in survival mode. Just like probably
Right now we're in survival mode, everybody.
70% of
He's gonna sound like he gonna nod his head.
crypto economy, we're on fucking survival mode. So we are cutting back. I will let you guys know what that looks like as we roll it out, because these are some tough choices.
Every time Salvador
Nobody
shakes his
wanted
head
to
like
make
that, you take a shot.
Take a bong hit.
You work your ass off.
You can be fucked up.
It's a fucking bobblehead.
Bobblehead. I'd rather do bong hits, because then I would definitely not be as fucked up, because I would be doing a lot of shots.
I don't know about
It'd be
that.
like shot,
I don't
shot,
see
shots.
the crypto world and environment getting any better anytime soon. I wish it would. We have shitheads up in Washington, D.C. that are actually
So now
trying.
he's blaming more government shit. I'm gonna fast forward just a little
He
bit.
has like a really good talent for saying a lot of stuff without saying anything.
That's why I wouldn't let him come on the show with just words. This gives, and this should prove to everybody why I would not, because I'm not allowing Ben to come on. I'm giving him every opportunity to come on, but he has to bring evidence, documentation, financial statements, and he will not provide that. And you can look at the beginning of the video where I showed my messages to Ben when Ben wanted to come on the show and talk about these accusations that myself, Ken, and Bobcat made, which again, we've got recordings that I haven't released yet.
He won't even disclose this information to his own investors, though, that have the legal right to the information. They're requesting it, and he is denying even his own investors the information.
Why is there no quarterly report?
Agreed.
Why is there no quarterly report or anything for his investors? Like,
I know these are questions. I'm just trying to see where we're at with this. Hold on one
I
second.
do say we, because a lot of you have actually been in this with me. A lot of owner operators save it somehow. And you guys know me. I don't give up easy.
Nigga, if you don't hear it.
And so I will be actually announcing what we plan on doing as we go, or as I can. This is not easy. This is a process, and it requires a lot of hard choices. And unfortunately, I have to get rid of really great employees who I love. But when you run a business,
Is that why Bamboo's not there?
Unfortunately, when you have
No, I think he had a problem because he was at the beginning of the call. I think he got knocked off and either just couldn't come back on or just didn't get
His
added back
probation
in.
officer stopped by.
Yeah, he had to do his breathalyzers.
Yeah.
to actually cut, you just have to cut. And trust me, if I could afford to actually keep paying everyone and see if we can make it through this, I would. That's what
I thought he was like Scrooge McDuck rich. He could afford to do this forever.
I am reaching a point.
I mean, it's gonna cut into his profits. Is all I'm saying. Like,
dude, what up,
he
CT
took
in the
X amount. He
Yeah.
took X amount of Bitcoin, and he doesn't want to lose the Bitcoin that he took. He wants to take more. He doesn't want to lose the Bitcoin that he took. So that's his problem now. Is that he's just stuck with what he's already taken, and he's not getting any more.
I didn't even get to go to that dinner.
I don't even know what dinner you're talking about.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I seen you that day though. We went to like the. That was like. That was the day we went to the audio bar. Yeah, same day.
All right, let me go.
Y'all were at, I had to get some of that food. It was free food. I'm
are going to show me my options. And right now, I can't really talk about what exactly is going on, but there are legal issues in El Salvador.
Okay. What's the consequences between talking about it, though? I don't understand that. Why you can't talk
where
about
I'm at legally from the lawyer.
Because it might make people question things more.
All right. Okay. Yeah. That's a good answer.
Then we have Lena Spiro. Is Jay still part of us?
Yes. Jay's working with us in El Salvador right now.
Remember, he was just in Florida or on the other call.
To help resolve the issues in El Salvador.
But he was just the same call, the same day. The other call, he was in Florida.
Still the West Palm Beach, with an airport soon to be renamed Donald J. Trump grand opening, and any possibility of us opening in St. Louis?
St. Louis, no. We unfortunately, St. Louis was a clusterfuck, and it cost us a shitload of money to not open.
Would have been cheaper to just close up shop, find another property, and just do it. But whatever. Steve asked in the chat, did Bitcoin Ben actually steal coins, or was it part of the partnership agreements? I feel like Rice could answer that, but I'll say this. No, all the investors, basically Ben convinced people to invest in things that have absolutely no way of being profitable that Ben was aware of. But he said things and did things in ways that there looked like there was chances. Even just, in the video that we were just doing here, a few months ago, he told people to buy more shares. We're going to start doing payouts. 3 months later, we're closing up shop. There's no way to pay people out for anything, right? So he convinces people to invest in things that are complete failures, but they're portals in which he can get people to give him money, and then he doesn't have to give them anything back, right? The club's supposed to find a way to make revenue, get into profit, and then give the investors some of that money. The money doesn't come from Ben's pockets. You give Ben money, the club is supposed to give you money. So that's why I'm saying a lot of the people that were in charge of these clubs were intentional scapegoats, complete fall guys, because they're the ones responsible for the investors making money. Why is the club not making money? How much is this being spent on the club? Blah, 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 blah. It all comes down to Ben convinces people to give him money for things that are investment vehicles, but have actually no way of being an ROI.
So what I understand, and we talked about this in that first video that's going to be linked in the video description and pinned comment, is there was a monthly fee for VC, the venture capital one, and same thing with venture capital too, as you can see, about asking it to pause payments. There's a monthly payment that people are making. I'm not sure the terms for the VC2, but VC1 was a 2-year ordeal. Every time they were getting money, which I don't know if it was staggered out through the month, if it was like the first of the month, the end of the month, but they were buying Bitcoin with that fiat money. Bitcoin was below 50,000. It could have been like in the 30s when they were doing all this, and Bitcoin had gone up above $100,000. So it basically tripled, quadrupled minimum the amount of fiat that they had. They made X amount of investments. but there was still money left over. And the VC1 people were asking for that money, all the leftover money, to be evenly distributed back to the VC1 people.
And here's the other thing, though, Rice. With
And
those
but they were told no. They were told no, and Ben made this decision, voted against the board that voted to give the funds back. And if the board votes to give the funds back, then regardless of what Ben wants, those funds are supposed to be returned. But Ben overrode that, and so that's where he has accumulated, from what I understand, allegedly something between 50 and 66 Bitcoin.
Right, and then this is how the people on Ben's team are on payroll, and they are on, you know, the investment side. So VC1, VC2 raises money or whatever. They invest in things, like they invested in the club, right? And then now the people that work for Ben, they work at the club. They're part of a downline. They get put on a payroll. You know, so like they found a way to kind of like launder the money in house by using the investment vehicles as a way to say, oh, I work for this company that you invested in through VC1, and my payroll is this much a month. That's where, so they're basically taking the investors' money through the opportunities they're providing these investors to invest in, right? Like, it's so fucked. It's literally
the reason why we're doing this
Rubik's
video.
cube of scamming. It's so complicated.
We really just want to prevent other people from making the same mistake and allowing for the Ponzi to continue. I don't know if you saw this comment, Ken, but we can't help the people in the past that the Kool-Aid drinkers, the cult members that are still giving him money, still supporting him, still believing in him, or the people that were screwed over. We really can't do that. Those people, again, have contacted law enforcement. That's all I can say. But we wanted to bring this forth because Ben Simchi was somebody that I used to consider to be a friend, and I'm pretty sure that everybody here would say the same. And because of the fact that he's harming other people, and it seems like most of the victims that he's targeting are older people, which you got to think about that. You're talking about taking people's life savings and their retirement age. That is one of the, I mean, it's already bad enough to take from other people, but to take from someone that's old, that doesn't have time to be able to replenish their savings, and it's not good. Just so Ben can capitalize off of it and make excuses and just use his words. It's the craziest thing. So that was the whole point in doing these videos. I'm going to do another video. I don't know if I should mention their names, but me and Ken have talked to one or two previous owner operators, and I think they're willing to come on the show. So we need to coordinate that. I've got Deb Pusatier, who is on the board of directors with the Venture Capital One Fund, who's going to come on next week. She's on vacation this week, and I believe another VC1 person who had multiple shares in clubs, including Nashville, Vegas, and Sarasota, I believe, will come on the show as well. So we're not done. We're definitely not done, Ben. And you still have an open invitation to come on, but you can only do that by providing documentation and evidence to back up your claims. But it sounds like the Ponzi is running out, so it doesn't really sound like there's going to be anything that you can really provide that's going to be sufficient. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I guess just keep your eyes out for the bounty when, you know, the law enforcement starts looking for Ben when he's on the run. You might be able to, at least one of you might be able to get your money back if you're the one who has that information that leads to his arrest.
BitConnect Ben.
BitConnect Ben. Yo, 100%.
That was a good one.
That is good.
I don't know if you saw the Bitcoin Ben Madoff. That was a good one too.
Bitcoin Ben Madoff. Yeah, I want BitConnect Ben on a t-shirt. Like Bitcoin Ben doing a Carlos Matos.
Yeah.
BitConnect Ben.
That's fucking
all I can tell you is to contact other VC1 investors. I'm not giving out her personal information because honestly, I don't know who to trust. I don't know who still is drinking a Kool-Aid. That's the problem with the situation.
Right.
Is there's still a lot of Kool-Aid drinkers.
They're still going to get some of their money back. There's some people that aren't drinking the Kool-Aid, but they're just in self-survival.
Yeah, but for the most part, in order to make that investment, that they had drank some Kool-Aid, man.
Oh, no, for sure. But they're not so dumb that there's a lot of people that aren't going to law enforcement because they're hoping that maybe they could get some money back from Ben before he goes to prison. They don't want to, you know, have the opportunity, like that chance, that gambler's chance of getting some of my money back is worth not telling, you know, people what happened to me, right? And
I can
that's
say easily there's 27 individuals that include people that are married. They're in couples. So there's more than 27 in a specific group
but
that
there's
I'm
like
in that are
1,000
all.
different people in like VC 1 and 2, man.
I know. I'm just saying, like, and that's why we're doing these videos too, is to get these people that haven't reported, who have lost, to go ahead and contribute to the cause, because otherwise you're going to have more people that are going to be harmed and lose money from Bitcoin Ben, allegedly.
No, he's still asking people to invest in fucking Mar-a-Lago when it's not in Mar-a-Lago. They just called the bank a bank again. It's not a bank. Like, it's
No, what? I don't know if you
raising
saw.
funds. They still have new money coming in, man. That's the fucking.
It's really hard to be
Did you see this?
profitable.
Did you see this though? We had an account in El Salvador Bank and received a formal letter from Private Key Bank on Monday stating it was shut down and going through a bankruptcy. If you have that, Steve Williams, and you can take a picture of it or make a photocopy of it, you can email me at ricecrypto@gmail.com. I'd love to see a copy of that because I didn't even think it opened to be able to close. You have to open first, right, before you can close. I think that's
I don't even know how it was.
it's not even a question of the chicken or the egg. Like, you can't close without being open first.
Yeah. Can I point out one other thing? Like, when you have more owners and operators than you have actual members of your clubs, like, you can never be profitable.
No, but like me and Kim were discussing privately, by paying people that were owners to be operators, you were sort of paying them back on their investment, even though that wasn't what the agreement was for anyways. But even those people that did receive some of their money back still were in the hole. They were doing what Ken was doing and taking the money that they were getting paid and reusing it because they thought that they were going to be reimbursed for the things that they were doing. There's people that are paying that are no longer an operator at a club that is paying for $25,000 worth of furniture. To this day, I encourage that individual to go to the furniture store and find an amicable way of just saying, I just want to like stop. I don't want to keep paying. They said it was clearance. I don't know how that works, but there's got to be some remedy. More than just
if I had the receipts, I'm getting the sheriff to help me reclaim my property.
I was sure finna say I sure got a receipt from when I.
That's what I told the individual was go get your furniture at the very minimum.
That's another thing that was so illegal was we were charging you rent and it was just like on a handshake deal. There was no legal anything about you paying Ben rent for
no agreement, no lease,
nothing.
Well, just like where's my employee agreement? Like, I had no employee agreement. He said I was an employee.
I was not the owner of the Vegas.
I was a Bitcoin address.
Not an operator anymore.
I was a person that had a Bitcoin address, or I have the keys to one.
See,
and that's where my payment showed up.
All right, guys. Well, we're at the 1 hour 40 minute mark. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. I want to remind people I've got links for Ken's YouTube channel and X account in the video description, as well as Double O Tats X account and Bobcats X. We could follow those guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Bobcat, any final thoughts?
No, I think I'm good. Oh.
Okay. Mr. Double O, anything you want to add before we shut down?
Yeah, Mr. Ben. We ain't done with you by damn sight. We ain't done with you.
Yeah, send him that video, the N-word video, when you get a chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I need
all
to see
you have
that.
to do is just type in Bitcoin Ben in Google. It's the first video that shows up when you search.
Yeah,
Bitcoin
just his
Ben.
name. Just his name. Yeah. So
It's
and
the
then
first
videos.
thing that shows up, man.
Wow.
Kenneth, any final thoughts, sir?
Yeah, man. I guess my final thoughts will be, don't let this discourage you. I know how, it sucks. All this sucks. It sucks for all the investors in VC 1, 2, and everything else. Sucks for all the, the owner operators of the clubs and everybody that's, been affected. But don't let this, discourage you from opportunities in life. There's a lot of cool shit that's going to come your way. Keep taking chances. Keep taking risks. Just do so with more skepticism, right? stay skeptical, but also try to be optimistic at the same time, right? Like, don't be discouraged by, you know, something like this, to you know, whatever opportunities come your way. Do your own research and only invest what you're willing to throw into a fire pit and have turned into ashes. That's the money you should use in anything to do with crypto. I don't care what it is. But yeah, that's my final thoughts is, you know, keep fucking around and keep finding out.
Yeah, I'll summarize that with learn from your mistakes. We make mistakes, learn from them, and that's the most valuable lesson I think that you could be taught, so that you don't keep making those same mistakes. And I will add, and I've said this a lot recently, the majority of crypto is a scam. So again, do your own research. That's all we'll say. There's gonna be more videos coming out in regards to this. I'm not sure what Ken's travel plans are, whether or not he's going to be joining me, but I'll keep everybody updated about when I bring on the 2 owner-operators that are no longer involved, and Deb Pusatir and the other individual that I'm speaking of. Smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following all of us on the X. And I'm going to ride us out with a cool little ditty that was created by AI from my man Seth from Mind Your Biz. Shout out to Seth. Shout out to Mind Your Biz.
Shout out to Seth.
Shout out to Mind the Godcast. Shout out to Crypto Blood. Shout out to Ken Bozak. Shout out to Ben Semchi.
Rice TVX, the Mike's Live Wire, American Pitbull, real gold buyer, sound money advocate, vice defender. In the crypto arena, he's the top contender. From the gritty streets of the digital age, Rice lays wisdom, chapter and page. Silver, gold, he scores only the bold. Land, life, and liberty, these values hold.
Twitter, what's see me the stands, evergreen at the sun.
Constitution, deep dive, knowledge revival. Navigate the system, critical for survival. Rice engraved like inscriptions on metal. Pitbull in the game, lead foot on the pedal. Land acquirer, a strategic mind. In the fight for freedom, he's frontline. Educate on rights, the law he'll explain. Chris Rice, the Pitbull, breaking the chain.
I'm gonna go to you, that mountain from state.
Yeah, I didn't even want to keep playing that song. It was a long stream. Oh, let me unmute you guys.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon.